Everybody, welcome back. It's me, Korath, and today I have a special treat for you guys. Today we're playing a wonderful little visual novel game on Steam that I found called The Bottom of the Well. So it's going to be a game where there's going to be a reading, going to be craziness, some very lovely music in the background with this game, and so much more. So I want to jump in, get it started. So here we go. Let's go. The Bottom of the Well. Saw it on Steam and I wanted to get it. It's free on Steam. You can play it free. From all the comments I'm reading, people are telling him or her, whoever, the people who made it, to hey, make this game pay because it's that good. So we're gonna check and see. So here we go. It was made by Red Nettle. So here we go, new game. Welcome to The Bottom of the Well. This game is a visual novel, meaning it is a mainly text-based piece of interactive fiction. A book where you can get to decide what happens next. Most of the gameplay consists of picking your choices from a selection of options which will further the story. Bottom of the Well does have some gameplay aside from multiple choices though. The most important of which is the kind of Alice or protagonist, protagonist, I think it's protagonist you are going to play. For your first playthrough, we recommend you use default Alice, but the customization is there to be used. Even if you complete the game, a different Alice might have a very different experience. It's nothing else, you might just find a new way to die. Thank you for playing our game. Red Nettle Studios. Alright, so here's Alice. Supplies, career, dating, social life, fitness, survival, enemy. Let's start with the default Alice because I'm just starting the game. The default Alice is a capable... doesn't let me read it. Fine then. Alright. We're jumping in the game, folks. Dream Diary. Today I had the weirdest dream of my life. I'm waiting for Joe to come online so I could talk to him. Morning, Alice. Morning. You know, the guy kind of looks like the Top Hat guy. Did you catch the anniversary reading last night? No. Well, I tried, but I fell asleep listening about that. You fell asleep? Oh, come on, Alice in the Wonderland is like our favorite. Let me finish. Something happened. I was tuning in on my radio. You're such a lunatic. Amazing I can even catch you online. Shut up. I'm not a lunatic. I just like analog things. Anyway, I was tuning in to the broadcast and I must have hit the AM switch or something because suddenly the channel changed to something else. What? Aliens? Oh, government run number stations? No, it was this weird like white noise at first. It's hard to explain why I was so drawn to it. I could hear snippets of some melody, maybe lyrics, but the signal was so weak. So you turned it off and continued looking for the Alice broadcast? So I went out on my balcony and turned the antenna around until the signal came through clear. It now sounded more like music with an old signal in the background. When logic and proportion have fallen sloppy dead, and the white knight is taking backwards, and the red queen off with her head. Oh, so somebody pirate radio broadcast of golden oldies. I felt like there was something else there, some message that the music was hiding. I knew it sounded weird, and then I fell asleep. What a story. No, hear me out. I dreamed, and I didn't know I was dreaming. Do you understand? It was entirely ludicrous, but like like waking up in another world, except I didn't think of it as another world. Ugh, does this make any sense? You had a super lifelike dream where you didn't know you were dreaming, but you were still ludicrously in control. Sounds pretty rad to me. I'm sure it would have been, except for the whole end of the world apocalypse bit in the dream. Okay, now you got my attention. You sound like me, fucker. You're like, oh, you got me. I want to hear this shit. Let's do it. So like I said, it was in the... This looks amazing. It was in the end of the world. Everything I did that day felt like the real thing. Every smell, every sound, every color, every touch. It's important that you know that I wasn't acting like I would in a dream. I didn't know it was a dream. Mad Hatter guy over here. Heavy. Alice. There was no warning, no build-up, nothing. Just between one moment and the next, the TV had turned to the emergency alert system, and the voice that sounded like it had been recorded in the 60s told us we were under attack. You're under attack. Well, this thing up here says it's Wednesday, July 1st, cloudy at 8:59. Were you alone? Yeah, I had a really long day at the office, so I had sworn off all social contact for the evening. I had the TV on in the background just as noise. I like doing that myself, having something in the background making noise. Wait, what? The office? You mean you've got some kind of real adult person job in this dream of yours? Yeah, actually at the college student admission office. Hey, don't sound so surprised. I'm going to graduate in just a few months, you know. Uh-huh. With a BA in English Lit. Shut up. Such skills with words. Anyway, what happened next? Like I said, the TV suddenly turned to the emergency alert system, jacked the volume all the way up to I didn't even know they could do that. The progress told us we were under attack right now and that we needed to go to the shelter, that we had less than 30 minutes before the bombs hit. Jesus, sounds scary. At first, I didn't want to believe it. I switched the channel, but they were all the same. And then the sirens started. Tornado sirens, flood sirens, I don't know. And I know things were serious. So what you do? I went online to find out what was going on. I immediately tried to call Chess. I needed to think about my options. Okay, what was your plan? A broadcast kept saying to stay indoors, to keep all windows and doors closed, stuff like that. Was it realistic of you to think you could stay in the apartment? Hell no. Get the fuck out of there. No, I'm joking. Realistically, it wasn't like I had been through a lot of apocalypse before. I'm not sure what conditions or what constitutes as realistic. I had enough food in my cupboard to last me a little while, so at least I had that going for me. Oh yeah, and then I had my trusty radio, of course. I tried it and it worked. It was sending out the same emergency broadcast as the TV, and you called me looted. You got me there, so what did you do? I went online to find out what was going on. I decided to try to tough it out at home. I immediately tried to call Chess. I went online to find out what was going on. Didn't you try calling someone like your parents? Of course I tried, but it was futile. The phone network was completely overworked, but the net still worked fine. So what did you find? The net was still working, but the bandwidth was severely lacking. The major news network were either down or overloaded, but all the big search engines defaulted to some kind of government site in super simple HTML that kind of confirmed it really was the real deal. Isn't that the net supposed to be some kind of DARPA invention anyway? Wouldn't be surprised if they had some kind of system in place to take it over if needed. Well, they hadn't taken it over yet. You could still go anywhere Or you still could go wherever you wanted. Facebook still works. Apocalypse-proof servers. Nice. It was insane. I tried to get in touch with my brother. He's the only one who even got an account. But there was no reply. I spammed my aunts and sent an email to my mother, but I don't know. It felt like I needed to find someone right there and then. And a group chat. It was spreading through our social network like wildfire. Someone had found the closest old fallout shelter that was actually still operatable. Or still, I think that he tried to put operatable down on the third. People were going there just grabbing all they could and running before the bomb fall. So what happened next? You know, I did find you online. That must have been useless. I'm all the way over in old Blightly. Unless things were different in your dream. No, you were still in the UK. The bombs had already started falling there. You disappeared. There was nothing more to do. It was only a dream, Al. It was only a dream. Sure. So then what? I immediately tried to call Chess. The fallout shelter seemed like the best option. I decided to try tough it out through my home. I would say I would probably try to call someone. And if that didn't work, I would automatically run to that damn shelter. Chess, who's that? My boyfriend. I mean, I don't have a boyfriend, but in my dream I did. Wait up. Tell me more about this set of new boyfriend of yours. I thought you weren't in the dating scene. Actually, I've been thinking about putting myself out there, like maybe some online dating or something. Although I am kind of afraid to check OkCupid right now. What if there's a guy there named Chess? Good icebreaker. Hi, I'm Alice. I dreamed about you last night. You were in my end of the world buddy. you know how messed up that would truly be to sit there and say, I had a dream about you last night. Me and you got together, but when we got together, the world was ending. So, hi. That would be so messed up. Funny, aren't I just? You were saying about Chess. What kind of name is that anyway? Probably means Chester. Since this is Alice in Wonderland references, I wasn't really. I mean, yeah, he was pretty hot, I guess, and smart and into me. What more could you ask for? I can sense you're blushing all the way over here. Dun 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 dun. Maybe I should check my OkCupid profile. Actually, so what did your boyfriend think? Well, first I tried calling him, but all I got was a pre-recorded network busy message. But the net still works, so I hit him up there. I mean, we did most of our communication in chat anyway. And he wasn't online. Kind of dumb idea anyway, I guess. Well, we'll go to the fallout shelter. The old fallout shelter was down on 3rd. It wasn't far close enough to walk anyway. Did you think to bring anything? Oh, right, yes. I grabbed the biggest bag I had. A backpack. People always called it magic. You could fit so much into it. Bigger on the inside and all that. Alright, so I get to take some inventory with me here. Definitely gonna take the food. Take the food. I would take the radio. And I would take a flashlight. I would take a map. I would take a spare change of clothing. I would take my sleeping bag. Can I not take my sleeping bag and a spare change of clothing? I don't want to drop my radio, man. I'm taking my radio. Fuck you. Fuck you, son. I ain't dropping my radio for nothing. So that's what I took. Well, go on. What was it like? Did you run into trouble? You could say that. God, that shelter. So, I headed toward the shelter from my apartment. I'll admit I was still kind of hoping it was all just some kind of big false alarm, and by tomorrow everything would be back to normal. Like an extreme version of Orson Welles' War of the Worlds broadcast. Yeah, pretty much. Actually, the panic that radio show caused was greatly exaggerated, probably by Willis himself, and it worked. We still remember it today. Great ad campaign. Guess that English Lit degree is coming to some use at least? Yeah, well, I didn't really feel like it. I remember trying to think of words to describe the way the streets felt, the way the city sounded. Turmoil, chaos, anarchy, tumult, pandemonium, the capital of hell. Now, who's got a degree in lit? Stop stalling. Yeah, it's just so fuck damn, like I said, everything felt so real. The panic in the streets, the accidents everywhere with no emergency responders showing up, and every present siren. It was like everyone walked with their eyes to the sky, just expecting to see a flash. Did you make it to the shelter okay? The shelter was actually in the basement of a bar. They used it as storage, which was handy since there was a door towards the street, but there was no sign or anything like that anymore. I just knew about it from the Facebook conversation. Okay, wait, isn't that bar you always go to, the Red Bar? Yeah. Oh, background changes into some sexy redness going on. Ooh, ooh. Go on, Alice, did you get in? I went to what I thought was the side door. It wasn't the kind of alleyway I usually hang out in. I could just imagine junkies and hobos sleeping among those trash bags anyway. The suspense is killing me. So I knocked on the door and then immediately tried to handle. It was locked. Nothing happened for a while. And then the door opened. Just a bit. And she stuck her head out. This bitch queen, she was the redhead chick who had taken charge of everything in there. She was the one who originally posted about the place, so I guess she felt she owned it somehow. She stood there in the doorway looking me over and then basically said, "We're full," like it was an exclusive club. I can't believe they just keep you out for no good reason. Was it actually full? Ha! Not a chance. There was a sign on the door that said capacity 100. There was just no way there was 100 people in there already. I said as much. She didn't reply. I guess you didn't just let it be at that. I tried talking my way in. I tried to push the door open. I said I wasn't the only one wanting to get in. I gave up. I tried talking my way in. You can't just leave me out here, and so forth. She just repeated that they were full, that there wasn't enough food for anymore, that I shouldn't try to find other places to hide. Stone cold bitch indeed. I tried telling her I wouldn't be a burden. I had brought food. I opened my bag and showed her. "You're nicer than I would be." What did she say? It wasn't being nice. I was being desperate. I wasn't trying to figure out the rules of this sudden new reality. She hesitated, then she said, "All right, but you will have to share." Well, fuck you! A bribe, huh? How tempting. What was your answer? The fucking tell her to fuck off! I only brought food for 2 days, man. I ain't gonna die from starvation. The bitch could go die. Said I wasn't the only one wanting to get in. I tried to push the door open. I decided to take the queen up on her offer. I said I wasn't, but it was just you. Yes. But like, in theory, there'd be others than just me. Did she buy it? She looked behind me and back at me and then repeated, "I'm sorry, but we're full." What'd you do? I tried to push the door open. I wasn't having any of this shit. The door clearly said capacity 100 people. There was no way there was 100 people in there. So what did you do? I tried pushing, but I was too slow and weak. She kicked my foot out and slammed the door, leaving me standing in front of it. Oops. Yeah, I tried banging, but well, there was nothing else to do but give up. I stepped back from the door, the sound of it slamming shut still echoing in my ear. It was the sound of desperation. I knew there'd be no more opening it. I had to think of something else. So you were right back where you started. Kind of. So realistically, what was your options? The only safe place I knew close by was my apartment, so I headed back there. I needed to get out of town. So I had to just head back to my apartment. I hurried home from the shelter. It wasn't far and rushed up the stairs back to my apartment. I put the TV on and immediately validated my decision. It told everyone to stay inside at home and to avoid panicking. Is this part where you start putting aluminum foil over the windows and prepare your bathtub for extended living? As if I even had the presence of mind to do that. I just listened to the man on the TV. He said, move you and your family to the centermost room in your house, preferably one without windows, preferably underground. Didn't your building have some kind of shelter, at least on the side of the pond? It feels like you can't walk down a block without stumbling on half a dozen bomb shelters. Sadly, no. We never got into the habit of getting bombed during our wars. We're the ones doing all the bombing. Anyway, bathroom it was then. Did you think to bring anything? Oh right, yes, I grabbed the biggest bag I had. A backpack. People always called it magic. You could fit so much into it. Okay, so we get the backpack and now we gotta put more stuff in. So, now that we're going to the bathroom, I take the food. I take both cans of food. I take the radio. And I take the flashlight. And I would take a spare change of clothing. Okay, so I got the flashlight, the radio, the food. That's all I would need. I don't really need a sleeping bag. Don't need a clothes. Don't need a map. So your question, why didn't you just bring your entire apartment with you into the bathroom? I mean, like bed, every scrap of food, etc. First of all, I was kind of afraid the building would collapse. Or the building, would kind of collapse. I wanted to be ready to run, so I packed my bags in advance. Secondly, the truth was I just didn't come to think of it. I'm sure I had tons of other useful things lying around that I just didn't think to bring along. Alright, so what happened? The end of the world came, and let's hear it. It took a lot longer for the bomb to begin falling. Then they said I stayed online for as long as I could with my laptop in the bathroom door closed. Everything edible stacked around me. The news suggested that the U.S. missile defense was working, that it was shooting down the Russian missiles before they could land, but I guess sooner or later our luck ran out. Go on. Well, first the electric went. I remember being lit up by just my laptop screen before I had time to panic. There was this rumble, and then the blaster started running down from the ceiling, and the toilet seat underneath me kind of started feeling oily. I don't know, like I was in danger of sliding off it. Jesus. I was completely terrified. There's nothing really that can prepare you for it, and that was just the first one. How many did they send your way? How should I know? After the first hit, the internet was down, the lights didn't come back on, but then a few minutes later, there was another one. You know how you kind of count seconds between seeing the flash and hearing the thunder when there's lightning? Yeah. This felt like that, shock after shock, and then counting the little white flakes dropping down from the ceiling, hoping and praying the next one wouldn't just obliterate you. Did it go on for long? I don't think so. After the third one, my laptop and phone both stopped working suddenly. EMP blast. EMP, what's that? Electromagnetic pulse. It's this, secondary effect of a nuclear blast that knocks out electronics. Wait, how could you not know what that is? It's your dream, after all. That is kind of weird. Dream Me differently now knows more things than real me does, or did. How long did you stay in there? Well, The man on the TV said to monitor broadcasts until all clear was given, or at least 24 hours. I brought my portable radio with me. The net went down, but the radio waves remained at least for a while. Analog for the win. Analog for the win, buddy. The broadcast stopped after a while, but not before reporting on wind pattern. There was going to be a lot of fallout raining down right outside my window, right around the 24-hour mark. Oh, so not the best option. Well, I was pretty sure I'd get inside whether I wanted. I was pretty sure I'd get inside whether I wanted it or not. The question was if it was worth waiting a little longer. Did you have enough food? I had enough to last me 24 hours at least. So what was your decision? I stayed for 24 hours like the man on TV said. I stayed for as long as I could. I didn't stay longer than I had to. I left as soon as the explosion stopped. I don't know. If it was me and I saw I didn't have much food and the explosion stopped, I'd probably go get food. That doesn't seem very safe. I was afraid, you know. What if the building collapsed or something? I didn't want to get caught in a burning building either. Besides, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Was it? So the bomb had just stopped falling. At least I thought they did. I gathered what I could and carefully opened the door to my bathroom and was just met with the scariest sight. What? Every window shattered, all my stuff blown around like some giant vandal had gone through my apartment, and outside the shattered window is a city on fire. The sky was completely darkened, but it was all lit up by the flames. I staggered a little closer and saw a mushroom cloud. Not sure what you were expecting. So, for not being prepared for the end of the world anyways, as I stood there, I heard or felt this vibration. I knew it was my building. Was it collapsing? It sure sounded like it. I hurried out onto the corridor and the holy hell. Hell yes, appropriate words. Some of the doors were blown open across the corridor, and I went to them, and yeah, just in time to watch half the building fall away in a flaming sea of debris. Holy shit, this game's getting intense. Jesus Christ. Like you can imagine, I ran to the stairs. Luckily they were still intact. I was afraid the whole thing would come crashing down any moment. You got a very overactive imagination. Well, that overactive imagination caused me a lot of hurt. In the dream anyways. See, as I was dashing down the stairs, I suddenly realized it was very, very dark. The fires from the outside didn't reach all the way here, and I was already running as fast as I could. Oh shit. Yeah, I was running full tilt like some deer animal Olympian. Something came up in the dark, some piece of debris falling off the wall from the explosion. I tripped, of course. Ow. I remember just flying through the air into the dark, having just enough time to realize this might very well kill me. That happened to me all the time in my dreams. I can never just embrace flying. It wasn't like that. I remember falling, my teeth getting smashed out of my face. I remember the crack of bones and the pain. It was so painful. Luckily, that pain knocked me out. Yeah, I usually wake up when I hit the ground. Oi. I remember waking up a few times, but it was always dark. I remember being thirsty, but I couldn't move, not at all, although all I wanted was a sip of something. It became an absolute obsession. So when Rose found me, Rose found me there, that's all I could ask for. Water. Rose. Ross. I thought it was Ross. Ross, he lived in the same building. Doesn't matter. He found me in the stairwell. I died pretty soon thereafter, although he did get me a drink first. It didn't slack in my thirst at all, but I think letting go of my obsession finally let me die. Holy fucking crap, what did you eat that night before this dream? Remind me never to eat that ever again. Damn. and thus concludes my dream. Well, that was interesting. What do you think? I think it felt incomplete, like there was something missing that wasn't the way it was supposed to end, you know? Dreams are supposed to end in certain ways. This one was. I think it felt like I was trying to tell me, I felt like it was trying to tell me something, but I wasn't listening closely enough. Maybe you can try again next night. See if you hear the same recording. Speaking of, what frequency was this on? That's the weird part. When I tried to see, I realized I had hit the right channel and that it was in fact reading Alice in Wonderland. And that isn't exactly some obscure number station frequency on the AM bands. Or maybe you'll dream it next night again. Anyway, that's the good thing with dreams. You can always dream them again. And maybe do something different the second time around. Whoop, whoop. And so in that one, we pretty much died from being stupid. And I think that's it for the first game through of this. Woo! I don't even know what to say. That was some good. That was good. That was really good. Now, this game does have a lot of endings. I'm going to play it different and do it again if you guys want to do a whole different one. But now, this is all the credits. All the credits to the people. That was the end of it. Of the first time playing it through. Our first death, better prepared, 1 out of 5, and that's the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button for The Bottom of the Well. It is a novel reading game, and yeah, if you guys want to see me do it again, let me know in the comments down below and I'll gladly do it. And if you want to play it, jump on Steam, download it. It's free to play. And this is Korath. I'll catch you guys next time. And oh my god, I can't believe we died by going through the air and freaking just breaking all of our bones and shit. that was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed. And I will catch you guys next time. This is Korath. I'm out. You guys go have fun. And I'll see y'all later. Bye, everybody.